So if you're either finished early or you want to take your practice to the next level, I would recommend adding value to your image. So adding value to your image means shading different areas to have highlights and shadows. So I'm going to zoom in here on these circles, and I want to show you shading it. So a lot of times it's nice to have highlights and shadows to create form, and we're going to learn a lot more about this in the future. But on one half of my circles, I'm going to make them darker and then try to fade it into a highlight, which is a lighter area. And let me do that on one of these bigger circles. So again, half of it's going to be dark, and then I'm going to slowly fade that into a highlight on the right. And I would keep it consistent. So I'm always making the left side of these circles dark. That way it sits against a highlight and stands out. I'm making it darker and fading that into my highlight. And that just adds an additional step to this project, which makes it interesting. I'm gonna do this little shape here as well so you can see it a little bit better. So I'm starting out and just shading in the dark area, not worried too much about the transition yet. But with this, you do want it to be a somewhat smooth transition. So I'm taking my time with that darkest area, and now I'm just going to slowly lighten the amount of pressure that I'm putting on my pencil and start to fade it into that highlight. I'm just going around it a few times. I can go across from another direction to darken it even more and to just make sure that that fade is the best that it can be into the highlight. You could also try to do something like this with color. So maybe instead of just black and white, you want to grab some paint, or you want to use colored pencil to create some value change or some color in your shapes. So definitely feel free to do that as well. But this is a great way to just add some dimension and add a little bit more interest to your project. So again, you're just starting with really dark, putting a lot of pressure with your pencil, and fading it to a highlight. And you'll notice I'm always keeping it the same, where I'm going from left to right. Or if you want to start and have your shadow on the other side, make sure that you keep it consistent all the way across with your whole project.